Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? It's Debbie. For any new people who might not be aware, this is my Sunday morning live channeling of Kuan Yin and other ascended masters, whoever else might want to come through. Okay, so as we're gathering people, I'm just going to turn the music down a little. Turn on my fan since I'm needing some air. Yeah, okay. That'll help. Okay, so today is new moon. So there will be a new moon ceremony tonight, but I have to work, so I'm not going to be going to that and channeling tonight. So hopefully we'll get some good messages today with this channeling. So yeah, people come and ask questions. As soon as some people get on here, I'll get started. So I did a midweek channeling this week on Wednesday, surprise channeling, and well, a little talk. I didn't really channel, but I taught you how to smudge and clear your space. Since people like to clean in the spring and do spring cleaning, I thought it'd be a good idea to share how to smudge your space. But of course you should smudge more often than just once a year. You should smudge on a regular basis, like at least maybe once a week. Smudge your entire house to keep anything negative that has occurred in the house from building up, or from outside influences, the things you might have brought into your space from work, or just being out in the world, going to Walmart, or any of those places with a lot of people, or a hospital, or a prison, or a bar. Any of those places have really, a lot of times, nasty energy that can stick to you and come home with you. Hey Chuck, how are you doing? So yeah, so I just taught you how to smudge midweek with sage, which is the Native American Indian process. And here in Hawaii, people clear space with tea leaves. So maybe next week I'll find some tea leaves and show you how to do that Hawaiian style, because it's a little different, but same intention to clear any negative energy in your space. So, but I don't have any tea leaves right now, so I'll just have to go find some and do that for you next week. Okay, so let's see, what else did I talk about? So on my channeling on Wednesday, I talked about I planted some seeds and did a little ceremony for intentions for this new period that we're going through now that it's new moon. So it's a good time to plant seeds for the spring. So I had 3 pots, and I planted herb seeds in the pots, and some of them have come up already. So I'm really excited about that, because if you read my blog post, you know that made me just like think about all kinds of things about how in our life a lot of times we put things out there that we want to do, and we plant seeds. Good morning. And then we get worried when they don't come up right away, or when things don't start manifesting right away. You know, and then we start worrying, did we do this right? Should we done something else? Is this the right thing to do? You know, you get all these questions. And what happens is that shuts down the energy flow. So I said, this time I'm planting these seeds. I'm going to trust that they're going to come up in the 2 weeks time that the package said they're going to come up. And if they don't come up in 2 weeks, then what happens? Well, you know, you could go into worry, you know, did I give it enough water? Is it getting enough sun? You know, all that kind of stuff. But no, the idea is to have faith that they're going to come up. Because as soon as you start worrying, it could just be ready to break through the soil. Then you start worrying, what happens? Nothing. So that's my lesson for today is if you're out there planting seeds about things you want to manifest, don't give up. Just keep doing baby steps, follow through, keep moving every day towards your goal, take little action steps, and that's what gets the job done. Okay? You know, and I've read some people that say just pray about it and then just forget about it. Well, no, that doesn't really work. Because God expects you to take action, you know. So, you know, Jesus says, you know, with the faith of a mustard seed, we can move mountains. Well, of course. But you don't move a mountain by sitting home and just asking for it to happen. You got to get out there and do something. So, hi, Deb. Hi, Jen. Anyway, so if you guys have some questions, go ahead and type your questions, and I'll go into trance as soon as somebody has a question. But another thing I wanted to talk about today is whenever I do this kind of stuff on the new moon or equinox or full moon, all these ceremonies I do and stuff, I do them because Kuan Yin tells me how important it is to recognize the cycles of life that we go through and that the planet goes through with the sun and the moon and the planets and everything, because they influence us, because we have so much water in our bodies. And as the moon influences the tides in the ocean, it influences the water in our bodies, which has a lot to do with our emotions. And it's so important. And, you know, in the Western culture, we've kind of gotten away from that kind of focus. So she always encourages me to do ceremonies and bring my focus back to the cycles of time that we go through. And there's times that it's good to go inward, and like at the dark of the moon, it's a good time to go inward and focus and really explore your subconscious mind. And then there's times where it's better to go out into the world and plant seeds, which is now, which is a good time to go out and plant seeds. So it's important that you have intentions when you do these kind of things. And so when I planted my seeds, I planted herbs that were especially helpful for abundance, for good health, and for protection, and for happiness and love too. So so I planted sage for protection, and then I planted some mint and some lemon balm to make tea, because I like to make tea. And then I planted basil and what's the other one? Basil and sage, basil and thyme, I think it was. Anyway, but those are herbs that are good for those things. And you can look that stuff up on Google if you want to plant an herb for a specific thing. And then you just say your prayers, you plant them in the pots, and then I put crystals in them too to boost the power. So I had some small quartz crystal pieces, so I put those in the pots too. You know, and you just take care of them just like you would a project that you're working on. You know, so, and I have projects that I'm working on too, like I'm writing a Reiki manual, and I'm hoping to be done with that soon and be able to give it to the publisher for a first edit anyway. And maybe in a couple months I'll have a Reiki manual for people to buy. And this is for people who are teaching a Reiki class to give their students as part of the class. And so it would be geared towards Reiki teachers buying it, and then they could give it to their students as they teach class. And then I'm also going to write another book about Reiki that's more personal, about my journey and how it changed my life and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So, anybody have a question? No? No questions? Okay. Well, I'll just go and say the prayer and go into my trance and see if they have anything to say today, and see if any more people come on. So spread the word, tell people to come on. They can ask anything they want. I really encourage you to ask questions about the world, not just personal questions. And if you want to have a personal reading, of course, you can always call me and get a personal reading, and they're $50. And you can go to PayPal and pay me, or you can click on my link to PayPal on my website. Okay, so let's say the prayer. Light of God is in us, love of God is in us, the strength of God is in us, the peace of God is in us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We ask Kuan Yin and Saint Germaine and whoever else would like to speak today to come forward and give us information. Thank you. It is I, Saint Germaine, and I would like to speak with you today about what is happening in your government, in your world. I know many of you are disappointed, upset about the occurrences that are happening. But I wish to let you know that there's much going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of, that cannot be revealed at this time, but is positive opportunities for your country to be restored as a leader of the world, which it has not really been for a while now because of things that have happened and may still seem to appear that way sometimes, but it really has not. And I would like to restore that and help you restore that with new leadership, with new people who are of great integrity and promise. And there are inklings of a few of these people in your awareness at this time, but they have not yet been able to come forward and be in leadership positions, but they soon will. So just have patience, have faith that things are going to work out much better in a short amount of time. We're working very diligently with leaders from your past in spirit who have influence and who have knowledge and integrity, and also with people in the present who also have these qualities and will be stepping forward as it is safe and prudent for them to do so. So know that all is well, things are proceeding well, and that a new system will be coming online very shortly where things will have much more equality for all, and all your needs will be taken care of. And everyone who has honesty, integrity, and a willingness to work for the good of the whole will be supported in all they do and all they wish to do. So, look forward to that and keep working hard as you always do for peace, for compassion for all, and do your work with integrity and honesty. And compassion for all. And support these leaders who will step forward, who have these values. Here, do not feed the greed. Do not feed the fear. Do not feed the people who live on the fear. Love one another. Love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. That is always the most important. As our Master Jesus expresses, this is always the most important thing to remember. And please, of course, use the violet flame decrees and invoke my violet flame every day to go out before you to transmute any negativity in your path. And have a wonderful day. Namaste. Okay, well that's good to hear. That's wonderful. I'm excited. Glad St. Germaine came through. He doesn't talk too often, but I'm glad when he does. Okay. Well, I think that's good for today. I'm going to sign off now, and maybe I'll check it back in with you in the middle of the week and see how everyone's doing and see how my seedlings are doing for my herbs. I'll show you my pots. Okay. Aloha.